Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a video about the new Genesis format. So if you guys haven't heard, there's a new format where pendulums and link monsters are banned. Finally, I hate these two card types. Um, and there's actually a new like point system now. So because pendulums and links are banned, there's no more extra monster zone, and there's no pendulum scales, which obviously makes sense. And now there's point systems for some cards. There's a card pool of I think 505 cards who have points, and the max points you can have in a deck is 100, and that's the standard. In like different tournaments, it can change. They can increase it or drop it down. You can have tournaments with like 0 points, so anything that has a point can be played. But the standard is 100 right now, and they basically put all or most of the floodgates at 100. I say most because I'm going to show you something disgusting today. Um, so most floodgates are at 100 points, which means it's 100 per copy. So you can only play one of them, and that means you can't play anything else in the card pool if you play that card, which means the consistency is going to be trash. Like the combos are going to be horrible. It's just not never going to work because they like have specifically like picked out like the two combos of like every single card that is problematic and has been banned to stop that from happening. So you'll see things like even like Crimson Dragon plus Cosmic Blazar. Crimson Dragon is 100 points, and then Cosmic Blazar is 1 point. And the Archfiend Calamity is also 1 point. So they made it this way so you can actually like turbo them out and like do some stupid stuff with Crimson Dragon. So you can play Crimson Dragon, but you can't play Cosmic Blazar because they put it at 1 point. If that makes sense. Um, so yeah, I think the point system is actually really nice. It reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses. If you guys have played that in the PlayStation 2, that was easily one of my favorite games. They had something called a deck cost, which means you have to build your deck in a way where like every single card has a cost. And if you want to duel a certain character, your cost has to be lower than that character or their cost, right? And that's like really interesting concept to be implementing in the TCG. And I actually really like it because now, deck diversity is going to be like crazy. Because you can't play like the top decks like Vanquish Soul and stuff like that. They're all like hit so crazily hard. Um, you can see Ryzeal right here because Ryzeal is kind of playable, but not pure Ryzeal. Um, the reason I'm actually playing this deck is because of Rongo. If you guys noticed, Rongo is only 31 points, which I think is ridiculous. I don't know why it's 31. It should have been 100. This is one of the worst floodgates ever created. Like, not floodgates. This is one of the worst cards ever printed. This is one of just the best card ever, probably. In terms of like, if you summon this, the win rate is 100%. If you, there's just no possible way you lose. You can literally like walk away, just not play the game and just leave it there and let your opponent like play 10 turns in a row without you doing anything, and they will never win against this card because this card's just so broken. Um, so basically, the thing about this card is when Master Duel first came out, this was unbanned, and people were abusing it with Phantom Knights, and by people I mean myself. And it was obviously like just an easy turn. It's not even a turn skip. It's just a win because it's gonna skip your opponent's turn like 3 times in a row, and by then like you're just gonna win, right? And the way you summon this is you need like you can give it up to 5 materials, and they have to be only level 4 warrior monsters, which is obviously like easily doable with like the Gagaga Utopia stuff. They can easily like turbo this out. Um, so the more materials you have on this card, the more disgusting it gets. So if you have one mat, it can't be destroyed by battle. Two gains 1500 attack and defense permanently unless the it like loses a mat. Unaffected by all cards effects at 3. If it has 4, obviously like it's gaining all of these. So if it has 4, it's actually it has all of these effects. 4, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. 5, destroy all cards your opponent controls once per turn. Absolutely disgusting. So there's actually no possible way you can out this card except with Xyz's Encore, because Xyz's Encore like makes the player detach all the materials from it, and then it sends it back to the extra deck. So when it has no more materials, these are not going to be applying anymore, and then it gets sent back to the extra deck. But like no one's going to be playing this card unless this becomes like super problematic and prevalent in the format. And no one actually knows what the format is going to be because there hasn't been any like tournaments or anything. It literally just got released. I mean, like the format just got announced. So no one's gonna be playing this card. You can rest assured. Um, and Rongo is basically free right now. It's literally free. Like you take this deck to a tournament, not this deck specifically, just like take the concept of this deck, Gagaga Utopia with the Rongo. You just take this to a tournament and you just easily win against everyone. Like this is the first tournament ever, and I feel like if you play something like this, it's just a free win. And that's considered like if people don't know like about this, right? About Rongo. So let me just show you guys like why this is just unbeatable. Because okay, you have the Succeed monster on the field. Okay, you want to swing over it. It can't be destroyed by battle. So swinging over it is not an option. And that's usually how you out towers that are unaffected. But you can't do this because it can't be destroyed. Gains 1500 attack and defense, so it can actually help you OTK easily. It's going to be at like 3k, so you only need 5 more k to win. And guess who puts up 5k? This guy. This guy puts up 5k easily. So just this plus the lightning plus Rangomaniad is just game. And then it's unaffected by other cards effects. So if you were thinking about popping it with a card effect or banishing it or anything like that, it's not going to work because you can't affect this card. So battle doesn't work. Can't get rid of this card with like spells, traps, monsters, nothing. Now you're probably saying, okay, well usually if it's unaffected, can't be destroyed by battle, there's one way to out it, and it's a Kaiju or a Lava Golem. Nope, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. No Kaiju, no Lava Golem, no Nib, nothing. Nothing. Right? And then 5, destroy all cards your opponent controls. So if you're probably thinking, okay, we need to like stall this out, like set 10 or some shit, like just destroy everything. Like it's not gonna work, my friend. This is probably only gonna come up going second though, because there's no extra monster zone, so you can't summon this in the extra monster zone and then like give it 6 mats. And it's unaffected, so you can't use a card that gives this materials because it's unaffected by everything, even your own cards. But yeah, going second, you just nuke the entire board, and then they can't summon, they can't do anything, it's unaffected, and as soon as you summon this, it's unaffected, right? So yeah, that's very, very, very powerful. It's just unoutable. There's only one thing about this, is the fact that during your opponent's end phase, every single time, you have to detach 1 material. Which means it's going to take 5 turns to detach all 5. But that doesn't matter. These 3 are the ones that matter. So you have 3 turns to destroy your opponent because it's unaffected for 3 turns. It's your opponent cannot normal or special summon for 2 whole turns, and then you get this effect for 1 turn, usually when it's summoned, right? So yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. You can easily turbo this out. I'm going to show you like a 1-card combo in a second. And then you also have Ryzeal stuff. This is for like, if you're going second or something, you want something like X Ryzeal, I mean, to like send Valon, send Aggregator, Negate, and then you summon Duo Drive, and then you go into your Utopia stuff, and then you can like kill them if you're, playing, what do you call it? Like the Lightning, but you can't like summon this the turn you use your Ryzeals. You can actually like, you have a lot of gas with just the Utopia cards. And this deck is insanely consistent. Look, like everything is combo. Everything is combo except like this, which you could easily cut. You actually don't need this card. And then you can like put up like 10,000 damage in 1 hit with like the double or nothing combo. If you guys like play Utopia, you know this. And like your turn 1 board is just easy win. So going second is usually what you care about. And you can play Dark Ruler no more, like play 3 copies. There's actually no restriction on this. This is 0 cost. Everything is 0 cost in this except the Ryzeal stuff and the Rango Maniad, and the Astral Karibo is like 3, I think. Um, so hypothetically, if you cut the Ryzeals, you actually have so much room to play hand traps on top of this, which is disgusting, right? Um, and I'm gonna show you. Okay, let me actually show you right now. So like, it's not like a final deck list or anything, but you can play like 3 Fua, Nib, double Imperm, instead of the Ryzel stuff. And then you also have like 3 extra spots in your extra deck to play whatever you want. And you play also the 1 Ogre. You can like play whatever other hand traps you want. You don't have to like play these specifically, but that's just an example of what you can play, because this is costing 25 points, this is costing 20 points, and then this is 20 points. So if you cut all of these, it's like what, 40, 65 points. You have 65 points for free. That's insane, right? Just for hand traps. Um, so yeah, this cost him 1 point as well. I forgot to mention that. Um, so you can cut the Ryzeals, play the pure version, which can easily like turbo this out, because obviously you can't use the Ryzeals to go into this because this requires only warrior monsters, and these are it's like Pyro, Thunder, Pyro, Thunder. Um, so you can't obviously use those. You have to use like the other stuff. You can also like instead you can play like Cold by the Grave and stuff to like actually stop your opponent, so you can easily go into Rango, instead of like playing these, and that's completely like possible. You can definitely do that. What else? So you have like an Omni Negate with this, which you can actually easily put up because this only requires an Xyz monster, not specifically a Utopia monster. And this is searchable, with like multiple different cards. Another thing is you have this card. These cards are obviously new for Utopia. They just got like support. Future's Exile works like, if you guys remember the Utopic, where is he? Utopic Future. So it's the same thing, 2 Xyz monsters with the same rank, except it's actually easier to summon than this because this requires anything except number monsters. This is just any 2 Xyz with same rank. And because this all level 4s, you can actually easily put this out as long as you don't use your Ryzeals. You can actually put it up. This has no like rank. Actually, no, it does. Its original rank is 1. So either way, like when you summon this, you can't go X Ryzeal. You're not gonna search at least with it. So if you have your normal summon, instead of X, you can actually play Ice Ryzeal. I'd probably not recommend that though. I do think Ice is better because you don't really need more summons. You're not even gonna have room to summon anything more. So X giving you like access to these and stuff is just way too powerful. It's also follow up. You don't need to summon the X Ryzeal in the combo that I'm gonna show you. So yeah, you get like a free Omni Negate with this, and then this also can attach to like this to give you an extra material. This can like take control of your opponent's whatever, and then it also makes it so that your opponent cannot target anything on the field, right? Except this, I think. Except this one. Yep. Actually, wait. Also, your opponent cannot target other cards on the field with cards. Yeah, other cards. So they can only target this, and you know why this is relevant? Because I was just talking about Xyz Encore. This has to target, right? This can be targeted. That's the only thing about it, is that it can be targeted. So this actually works on Rango. But if you have this, and that's like your end board, you have this, plus like 2 other level 4s, like Dual Drive, Field Spell, and then 1 extra level 4, which can be whatever you want. I put up this sometimes, because it's like a negate. Not that you really need it, because they can't even like do anything. You could put up like instead like Tornado Dragon to pop back row or something like that. So this makes it that so that you can't actually target the Rango, so Xyz Encore would not even work. Which is why this, this deck is just ridiculous, because there's literally no way to out this. Even if opponent knows and plays Xyz Encore on their side deck or something, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. There's no outs to the Rango. So you just have to lose, basically. You have to lose. Absolutely insane. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. I do have like some cards here, which it's not actually a real side deck. It's just like whatever. Cards that I was considering and stuff. Doomsday can like pop. a card on the field, so you can like pop your own Eclipse Twins or your opponent's card when it summons. Lightning is to OTK, Ryzeal, just there for whatever. Anyways, so actually let's do some test hands here. So you have like Ascension, and the reason I also play the Giant hand is because 7th Tachyon can search your Gagaga engine with this. So if we go Ascension here, and for some reason Tachyon and Ascension are not hits, so you can play as many copies as you want, and I feel like that's just ridiculous. So you can go for your Ryzeal stuff, or you can go for your Gagaga stuff. So you can see like we can search these, and this is your 1-card combo right here. So that's literally all you need, which is disgusting because that means you have how many copies of this? You have 3 of these, 3 Ascension, 3 Tachyon, so that's 9 cards. And then like there's also more ways to get into this, so that's actually just ridiculous. Put the Dark Ruler back. We're not going to do this combo here because I do have a replay. I just wanted to show like the Tachyon. And yeah, it's like actually crazy. Let's do another test hand. Again, you have the Ascension. You have okay, I can't say this, Onomato pickup, which can go into this, summon a level 4 from hand, just in case like they negate your play here. Let's do again. Look at this. Like we have this special summons from hand, this special summons from hand. This if you have an Exceed, can special summon as well. You can special summon this from hand or grave, was it? All these cards in your hand, you can special in hand, and then you have Thode Ryzeal. I don't know why I said Thode, Sword Ryzeal. So when you summon the node, you can summon the sword. 7th Ascension, 7th Tachyon, bro, like the consistency is insane. You're never gonna break with this deck. Now let me show you the 1-card combo. There we go. Genesis Rongo. Look at this hand. This is like a random hand that I just queued up. And we have like Ascension, Tachyon. Look at this. This is a 1-card combo. So Goblin. Okay, also I need to mention that I'm not actually like the craziest, Gagaga / Utopia player. I played some Utopia back then, but I actually don't know like too much about this deck. So I'm actually learning right now. So what you do is you summon from deck, right? And then this locks you into Exceed monsters, which is fine because we only play Exceed monsters anyway. And the links are banned and everything else is banned. There's no fusions. And you go into the Utopic Sage. This is gonna special summon a ZS monster from your deck. And then if you detach this, it's gonna activate to add a Dudu monster. Man, the names are just so ridiculous. So for Rongo, you need 4 warriors. This is a warrior, right? And then this is gonna add a warrior. Dudo warrior. Okay, send the Onomato Kage, and then you special summon this, because if it's in grave and you control a go or do monster, you can special summon it. Man, I'm not gonna keep like saying these shit. Okay, and then you want to use these two so you can keep these warriors on the field. So that's a reptile and that's a rock. And the thing about these is they both get banished when they leave the field. So you don't want that to happen. So it goes to the grave when you detach. Okay, you guys saw that? So this is actually very important. Don't make the misplay of like going into this and then special summoning this, because you can't. This says if you control a Gagaga or Zubaba, I can't even say that shit. So this is a Gagaga monster, right? So you need to keep her on the field and then special summon like we just did. And then you go into the Future's Exile, which only requires like 2 with the same rank, which is easily summoned. And basically from this point on, the opponent cannot target anything with card effects. So then you activate this, you special summon the warrior, and then you go format Rongo Maniad. Obviously, like this is gonna gain more attack and defense depending on like the ranks of all the Exceed monsters. So it's gonna be absolutely huge. And we're gonna talk about like the final interruptions. So this is your 1-card combo, these 2 right here. And that's basically all you need. Your opponent cannot, you have 4 mats on this, right? So opponent cannot normal special summon and unaffected by everything. You don't actually need the 5th mat, but it would be nice because it gives you 2 turns where your opponent cannot normal or special. Because they can special summon on your turn, but like what are they really gonna special summon, right? They're not really gonna do anything. You can like, you still have this interruption, and then you still have like follow-up. You have a lot. So this is outside of the 1 card combo, right? You're gonna have 4 cards in hand when you finish. So this is further, right? So we have the 1 card combo plus Tachyon. Let's see what we can get. So we go for Astral Utopia. Again, we don't go X because this is a level 1, so X is not gonna search. Okay, we're just like improvising with our hand. As you can see, we added the unbreakable barrier. You go do a drive. You actually detach one from this and then one from this, so you keep this for the Ryzeal cross, just in case they actually do special summon something, and they try to negate, destroy or something like one of your cards. Even though they can't even target because of this, you can just negate it with the cross, and it gives you like further follow up if you want to search again. And then this is where I said you don't actually have to summon the Ryzeal. You can keep the X in hand. And then otherwise you can just summon whatever level 4 Tornado Dragon, so you can pop back row when your opponent says, because they can't normal summon or special. And then you can also recycle with this. Wow, look at this. Okay, this is 6,600 attack and defense. So easy OTK. Okay, that's something you always need to worry about with Rango, because Rango is 3k, but usually decks, especially Phantom Knights, when I used to play that, sometimes there was a problem with me trying to OTK the opponent because I actually don't have any follow up or anything to attack with after. Not always, but a good chunk of the time. With this, you don't actually have to worry about this because this is absolutely huge. You can take control of your opponent's monster if they activate anything. And then it also says your opponent's monsters cannot target monsters for attacks except this one, so they can't even swing over anything else. Not that they're even gonna summon anything because they can only set monsters. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, so if they activate a spell or trap, you can actually take control of a monster they control. So the set card, you're just gonna take control of that or anything else. And they can't be targeted, so nothing here can be targeted, right? Except this. So yeah, that's absolutely insane. And just in case the opponent actually has something scary, when a spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control an Xyz monster, which we control 4, negate the activation, then you can detach 2 materials from monster you control, then destroy 1 card on field. The thing about this is that this is not going to be used, right? Slash Tornado Dragon or whatever you summon here. It's going to have mats. This is also going to have 1 mat, and this is going to have 1 mat. So even if you don't actually have this, you have 2 mats here. So you negate, and then you detach 2, destroy another card on the field, non-targeting, and then you can banish this card from your grave, then target 1 Xyz monster you control, attach 1 Light Utopia, or whatever. So you actually have that engraved, and you can just attach another mat to this. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. This just easy OTK, plus destroy your opponent, absolutely destroy your opponent. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to show you guys that Rango is back, and I think it's very scary. I'm definitely going to be playing this shit. And yeah, feel free to take this to tournaments or do a better version of this deck if you are familiar with the Utopia stuff. And listen, guys, I want to see people in tournaments topping with this deck. Okay, I need to see Rango. I actually love this card. I know people hate it. I can understand why people hate it, because it's just disgusting. You can't do anything against this, but it brings back good memories. So I need to see you guys play this shit. That's why I made this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you in the next one.